All right, everybody, it's Tuesday, and some good stuff going on. Honestly, the call last night about Zija and the Zija family and how that's going to kind of incorporate within us and how that's going to happen. Uh, the the new openings in the different countries. That's pretty cool. If you haven't looked at that, if you know anyone in in these different countries where they're opening up, Sweden, Japan, there's several different places that are interesting, and Germany is one of them. Obviously, there's some different rules and regulations and some different products that are available in those countries. So I would just tell you to, if you know someone who's looking, if you know someone who's interested in one of those countries, I'm going to give you a really big tip on how some of that works. So when Isagenix, and I didn't know this until just probably the last maybe year and a half or 2 years ago now, but when Isagenix opens in a new country, one of the things that if you know someone that's there, one of the cool things is that if you can get that person to a builder level, so if you can get that person to executive or whatever executive is in that country, Isagenix will start feeding those leads that come into Isagenix corporate to that in-country person. So let's say that you've got somebody in Sweden, right? And they actually do take off and they really do want to do the business. Isagenix will feed those leads just like they feed the leads here. So when somebody goes to isagenix.com, they sign up, they go to the list, and anybody who's an active current executive, we get those leads. Like I got, I'll get a sign up every so often that'll come from Isagenix corporate, isagenix.com. Somebody will go in, they'll either just order or they will enroll. Either way, we're on a rotational list. I'm on it. Stephanie's on it. I know Heidi's on it. Anybody who's an executive is on it, and you receive that lead. And I'll get an email that will say, "Congratulations, the referral program. Greta J has purchased," and it will tell me what she purchased. It'll give me her contact information. It will tell me what she purchased and how many BV that is. If she just buys stuff, right? If she buys retail. If she signs up, then it'll say, "Congratulations, you have a new team member," and it will give me Greta's information as a team member. Then it's my responsibility to reach out to Greta and say, "Congratulations, welcome to the Isagenix family. My name's Brent Shaw." And then I give them like my response is, as a top leader in the company, your information has been sent to me or you've been added to my team, whichever is relevant. And I would love to assist you. We have a private Facebook page for coaching and support and lots of recipes and fun stuff. Please let me know if you'd like me to invite you to the page. And that's usually my soft touch. Then I'll send them another email about 4 or 5 days later asking them, "Did you get your pack?" Right? But that's what also happens when they go into a new country. So if you can kind of imagine having somebody in a new country and that person does well, then all of a sudden all those people are getting sent, because now you've only got a small number of people that are on that list, on that rotational list. So they're getting a lot of leads. That happened with Mrs. Eric Coover. That was one of the ways that she built her business there, was she received a lot of leads because she was a leader, and so a lot of leads went her way from corporate. So anyway, this little side bit of information. Another one of the benefits of being at and staying at executive. That used to be only for 3 stars and above, but just this last year, they actually opened that up to anyone who's an executive you've got to be an executive for an entire 30 days. So essentially, you have to qualify for the executive lifestyle program. And if you qualify for the executive lifestyle program by being an executive, then you're also eligible for those leads. So just a little bit of side information. All right. Let's see. And yeah, welcome, Jakara. I got a message from Mary Ellen saying that you're going to be on the call. That's fantastic. Welcome, and welcome to the call. I don't see anybody else that's brand new. If there's anybody else on here that's brand new, or somebody else that's brand new on the call, give us a shout out so we know that there's other people on the call. So tonight is going to be a lot about the business, which we generally talk about anyway, but just mostly for Jakara's sake, is we talk mostly about the business on the call. One of the things that I want to go over just briefly, because we talk about every call, or we've been talking about it every call coming up to now, is the 11-day shred is starting next week. If you're not utilizing that platform, if you're not talking about that, if you're not sharing that information, I really truly believe that you're missing out on a huge opportunity in how to bring people on to experience Isagenix. And I would really encourage you guys to do that. One of the notes that I have here, and I mentioned it before we started the call, is we've got 2 brand new directors. They both made director. And so congratulations to Michaela and to Kelly Campbell. That's super, super cool. That is a huge step, and it's a huge accomplishment. So congratulations to you guys. And when I talk about the pools, you're going to see a little bit about that. You're going to be a little bit familiar because you both played a little bit in the manager pools, but my goal is to kind of show you, I believe both of you already know how to calculate your pool money, but I want to make sure that you've got a solid understanding of that. And I want everybody else to understand the benefit of getting to these ranks and staying there, because you make your money, right? You make your regular money from enrolling people, that sort of thing. You make your money through cycles, but then another great way to make money is through the pool program. And when you get in those pools, in the manager pools, you can make up to $1,000 extra a month. And in the director pools, you can make up to an extra $2,500 a month. So those are 2 really great pools to get involved in, and you've got a limited amount of time to engage in those pools. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. 11-day shred. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to stick with that a little bit. Michaela, if you'll unmute yourself, I'm going to have you chime in on something here. One of the things that happens with the 11-day shred, or one of the things that happens with Isagenix, is we have those times that happen when people tell us no. And unfortunately, a lot of people, when they get told no, they react to it differently. Some of us react to it like, oh my gosh, I just took a dagger in the chest, and I'm never going to talk about this again because it was so embarrassing that this person told me no. And then you are done with Isagenix or within the network marketing until you forget how painful it was. That's an unfortunate side effect of being told no, but it really does happen. And as leaders, we've got to recognize the fact that it does happen to people. They get told no by somebody. Maybe somebody's important to them, maybe somebody they don't really know, but they get told no in an aggressive manner, like, no, don't ever call me again. And then all of a sudden they're so embarrassed that they never, ever reach out again. And the reason I asked Michaela to unmute herself is I'd like for you to kind of talk about that, Michaela, what you've kind of experienced with yourself and with some of the people within Isagenix that you brought on board. So go ahead.
Yeah, so with no's that are like, I asked someone and they gave me a hard no, those ones are actually easier for me than the people who said, yes, I want to do it, and then either ghost you or then change their mind. I know that's a really hard one, right? Because especially if you're a business builder and you're a new business builder, you're wanting, like, you just get so excited that someone finally said yes. And then you're counting on them to be your 1 enrollment or your 2nd enrollment, and then they change their mind. And it's really easy to like hold it against them. And this is more of like a life motto for me that I've had to learn, but just reminding myself that person has stuff going on in their life that I don't know anything about. I asked them one thing, and maybe when they said yes, either they didn't read my message all the way, or at the time they said yes, it did work. And they don't owe it to me to tell me like, well, actually now I have to have emergency surgery and I'm going to say no. They can just gracefully say no. And me choosing to just take it as that experience was an opportunity to practice sharing and an opportunity to practice reaching out to someone that I maybe wasn't close to, and then move on and go find someone else. And I've also, something I write down every single day is do it for the one, meaning do it for the one person. So the person who said yes and then changed their mind, they weren't my one person. So I now have to go find my other one person. And that's really helped me a lot with removing the emotion from this, because as all of you have probably learned about me, I'm really personable. I am emotional. Like, this is a heart thing for me. It's not a money thing. And I think that's true of most people on here. but it is really easy to take it personally if someone tells you no, or when they just don't respond. Like, it's easy for me to start saying like, man, that's just so rude. I would never do that. Like, I would never not respond to someone if they reached out and they're like hand holding and I said yes and now they're saying, now they say nothing. It's really easy to go down that negative path, but that's just not, it's not serving you and it's not serving them, and we're here to serve. So yeah, that's kind of how I've gone about it.
No, that's fantastic. And that is very true. You know, when somebody says no or just no thanks, then you just kind of move on. And the person that says, yeah, I'm really interested, and they ask for some more information, then you send it to them and then they just stop responding, then all of the thoughts of all of the previous experiences that you had start coming into your mind. For Michaela, because she's kind of she's adjusting her mindset on that. Now her thoughts are, oh, well, maybe they've got something else going on in their life and it's okay. Right. But how many of you, when the person stops responding, you think, oh my gosh, I wonder if they've changed their mind. Oh my gosh, I wonder if they're quitting. Right. I wonder what they're doing. And then you start going through all of these negative things that it must be me. It must be something that I said that made them go away. And if those thoughts are coming into your head, you've really got to change your mindset about that. And I've made this comment before, and some of you have heard me say it, but it's kind of like driving, right? When you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off, does your brain go immediately to that person's an absolute jerk? Or does your brain go to the fact that, maybe that person's got something more important going on in their life right now than worried about cutting me off, and so they're really trying to get somewhere, right? And so are you willing to give somebody that grace, right? Or are you going to go directly to, they're an absolute jerk, and I can't believe they did that, and why would they be, they almost killed me, oh my God, I almost died. They didn't almost kill you, you just almost got bumped by a car. It probably wasn't even that close. But again, so many people get that mindset, and then you spin yourself up, and then you drive home with it in your head, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person was such an ass, and blah, 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 right? So the same thing goes with when somebody tells you no, or somebody doesn't respond to you. It's how do you deal with that? And if you go from Michaela's position where you're coming into it with a thought process that if this happens, I already know how I'm going to respond, you're going to come into it way stronger. Okay. Way, way stronger than just kind of laying it out there. It's like, oh, I wonder if they're going to say yes or not. Right. So just be prepared for the no. Somebody else made a comment about, so I don't remember whose post it was, but they said, what are you going to do with your Isagenix money? And I said something about I make a living. And then there was a response that was their goal. My comment back was, it's just being told no more, guys. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I've had thousands and thousands of conversations that most of you haven't had, and therefore I've been told no more, but I've also had I've got the same percentage of yeses that you all do. It's just that I talk to more people, right? And that's really what it's about. I discuss it more, and it's constant in what I do and where I'm going, right? All right, so that's the no thing. And Michaela, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that topic. I think it means a lot, and I think a lot of people have fears surrounding being told no, and it happens. And I won't tell you that I haven't been told no, that it's hurt. And sometimes I still get told no, and it's like, gosh, dang, man, that sucks. It really does suck. It hurts, right? Because especially when somebody that you really either feel like they could do it, or somebody that you really have a high respect with in regards to, let's say, nutrition, and they tell you no, and you're just like, why is this person telling me no? I just don't get it, right? Because they've got the same goals, fitness goals that I have. Can't they see that what I do with this? Can't they see how good I'm doing with Isagenix as nutrition? And they just say no. And sometimes it's just because it's network marketing. Some people just can't get past that, right? They're just so stuck in the network marketing side, they just can't get past it. And you can't fix that. I tell people this all the time. I can encourage you, I can inspire you, but I will not be able to motivate you. So you're not going to motivate them to say yes. You can encourage them or inspire them, and potentially they'll say yes. But motivation is short term. Motivation is the end of a cattle prod, right? Cattle prod. As soon as the cattle prod's gone, they quit being motivated, right? That's not what you want. You want inspiration, encouragement, because that's what's going to take off for the long term. Okay. All right. The next one is, well, I'm going to say this one for last. The leader in action and Fiji focus on Fiji. We're going to talk about the leader in action, and we're going to talk about that form a little bit more. I will tell you that it just happened with us recently. And Kelly, I know you won't mind, so I'm going to use your name. But Kelly had a situation where she was having some manager pool issues. And I've told you guys this before, and I'll tell you again, customer service is amazing for product knowledge and taking care of product related issues. If you contact customer service with a business question, I cannot promise you that you're going to get the best amount of information. And some of you might say, oh, that seems really bad. That's not good. They deal with a lot of phone calls. They deal with a lot of people. And so, and a lot of the times those people that are in customer service haven't been there a long time. So they really understand how to deal with a return. They understand how to deal with an unhappy customer. They understand how to deal with those kind of things. And so they just haven't gotten to the education level to understand the business side. Okay. Some of you have been with Isagenix for a long period of time, and some of you have fancied yourself as a business builder. And yet, if I ask some of you a business question, you may not be able to answer it. So don't be disappointed when customer service can't do it either. Okay. So if you have a very specific business related question that you would consider a higher level business related question, then I would encourage you to reach out to your upline executive and see if they can help you. And if not, then we can get you onto a call with VIP. And the people with VIP are generally far more advanced in their business knowledge of Isagenix. Okay. Now, what Kelly found, and on our conversation that we found when we called on VIP, is even though the lady that's with VIP, and I know her really well, and she's a super nice lady, she didn't realize the changes that had occurred in the leader in action formula. Okay. So it's really important that you guys understand the leader in action formula change. So I'm going to show it to you again. I know I showed it to you guys before, but I want to make sure that you guys understand that. I'm not even going to talk about the old one because the old one's not important. Okay. It doesn't matter what it used to be. Okay. It's only important what is now. Okay. So right now you've got your leader in action form, right? So, and you've got, I think 4 categories. So you've got it says 1 PET. So those are your personally enrolled. Okay. So the people that you enroll, okay, you get points for that in the leader in action form. The next is your 2 PET, right? Personally enrolled team. So the people that I enroll somebody. If I enrolled Michaela, I get a point. If Michaela enrolls somebody because I enrolled her, I get 2 points. She gets 1 because it's her personal enrollment, but I get 2 because she's my enroller. Isagenix understands this is so important. And the reason that they understand it is because it's more important, and Isagenix wants you to understand that it's more important for Danny Lazan to get somebody that he enrolls to enroll someone than it is for him to enroll someone personally. Because they understand that your success and your income in Isagenix is based on, can you be duplicated? Okay, can duplication occur? And if duplication can occur, then Isagenix knows that you're going to be successful. So Isagenix wants to show you that and encourage that. Therefore, they give 2 points when I enroll somebody and that person enrolls someone. They give me 2 points. If I enroll them, I just get 1. Okay. Your next category is personally enrolled rank advancements. Okay. So if I enroll Michaela and Michaela enrolls 2 people, then she becomes a consultant. I get 2 points for that. Okay. If Michaela rank advances to manager, I get more points. If she rank advances to director, I get more points. If she rank advances to executive, I get more points. Isagenix wants to reward you for helping your people rank advance. Okay. Kelly D enrolled Michaela. Kelly got more points for Michaela rank advancing than Michaela did. Okay. Michaela got points, Kelly D got more. Right. So And that's because Isagenix wants to reward that. Michaela will get more points from Andrea and Malia at rank advancing than they will get. Okay, so it's the duplication process yet again. Okay, so your 1 PET rank advance, your 1 PET points, your personally enrolled, and your personally enrolled rank advancements. And then the last one is weeks at rank. Okay, so weeks at rank. Every week that you stay at manager or above, you get points. Okay, so if you stay at manager for a week, you get points. If you stay at director for a week, you get more points. If you stay at executive for a week, you get even more points. Okay, they want you to rank advance and they want you to stay there. It's called a culture of executive. And we've tried. We have not been overly successful in our group, in our team, of creating that culture of executive. But we really want to create that culture of executive because the more of you, I would love if this team got the most of the Isagenix.com, referrals of any team, right? Because if all of you guys are getting all the enrollments that Isagenix is getting when people write in, that's fantastic, right? We want to develop that culture of executive. I want you guys to be getting that $750 a month for staying at executive. And then every third month you get $1,000, right? I want you guys to get that. I want you guys to get the easy enrollments or the easy BV that happens when they just send you somebody. I want all of you to experience that, right? And in Isagenix, my goal would be that for all of you to make more money than me, right? And I mean that. I'm not even just saying that flippantly. Like I really, really mean that. I would love that, right? Because if you guys are making more than me, there's no downside to me. It just encourages me to work harder. And that's the beauty of Isagenix is that there's no negative. Some companies, if I enrolled Michaela, Michaela starts earning more than me, there's some companies that will move Michaela from under me, or I won't make the money, I'll lose bonus points or some craziness, right? That doesn't happen in Isagenix. There's no downside to Michaela making more, right? There's just not, right? Carla, Danny, all of you guys, all your faces I can see. You guys there's no downside to me if you guys make more money, right? So that's something that's significantly different in Isagenix than is in other companies, okay? All right. Let's see. All right, I think I want to go with, is there any questions first? Is there any questions about the Leader in Action form from this basic level? Any at all? Nothing? Okay. I hear somebody.
Brent, I got a question in chat.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
I was just asking you what you thought was more important, whether to stay at executive or help your team stay at executive, if you have to choose one or the other.
That's a good one. I look at it from the fact of abundance is something that I can help more people with if I have it. Okay, so my thing would be stay at executive personally because I can help more people with by giving incentives, by giving additional incentives, that sort of thing, right? And I don't think that's an or question, Kelly. I don't know how that would come that it would be more important for me to get you to stay at executive than to me stay at executive. How would that be an or?
Well, if I have extra orders to place, is it more important to place them under my team to keep me at executive or help my team to stay at executive with helping with them with those extra orders?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if let's say you had somebody in your downline that wasn't your personally enrolled and helping them stay, I would tell you that to keep yourself at executive for sure, because having that extra income allows you to have that as an option. If you don't have the extra income from being executive, then you've got limited options to try to help other people, right? I look at that extra $750 a month that we get as incentive money. My goal is to give it away, right?
Yeah.
Because if I can give it away, then that's I know that it's going to create more, right? I know that if I give it away, it'll create more. Now, I'm going to give it away strategically. I'm going to give it away to try to help people rank advance. I'm going to give it away to try to help people, you know, become executives themselves, like, you know, helping Michaela with running an incentive, or helping Carla run an incentive, or helping anybody on here run an incentive when it's done correctly is a benefit.
Okay.
Okay. So that makes sense?
Yep.
Hey, I wonder if the folks might want to, can you guys see me?
Here,
I
let me
can't see where to go. Okay.
end the screen share. Hang on. Let me end the screen share.
Well, they don't really need to see me, but there's this tracking sheet that's attached to the Leader in Action form. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure you guys can find it somewhere underneath contest. And then, but anyways, whether you're running for a Fiji or not, if you're just building, this tracking sheet is handy dandy for anybody that might want to keep track of things. I have to flip it though, where it says your activity, like your own personal enrollments, and team activity. There's not enough spaces for the team activity. So I flip it and do it like that, because our team is enrolling more than I am. So anyways, you can use it however you want, or you can create your own, whatever. But tracking, there's a lot of power in tracking, and it'll help you with the Leader in Action form, of course. But you know, so somebody sends you, you know, my sister enrolls somebody and I'm chilling on the couch. Well, I either email it to myself or I get up and I put it on the tracking sheet, you know, so it's right there. I don't ever not do that, because I always want to track and see what people are doing. I save them every month for when I need to go back and do some recognition, or like, okay, Karen, you only enrolled 6 people last month. What's up? You know, I save them every single month too. They're good for that. So check that out.
Cool. Thanks. And I'm going to show you guys where it's at. Okay. So if I go here and I go here. Okay. So if you go into your back office, and a lot of you need to explore this a little bit more, you go to contest and promotions right here, contest promotions. You click on that and you're going to see all of these different options. That particular form that Carla had, if you go to manager leadership pool and you click view website, Michaela, I can see your face. Can you see the manager leadership pool? Did it pop up? Okay. So now it's going to talk about, you know, this is where it talks about your person enrolled, your 2 PET, the person enrolled rank advance, weeks at rank. I just talked about that. But click the download worksheet button. Can you see that? The Leader in Action, does that come up? Cool. So the Leader in Action worksheet is here, and it's got it right here. So it tells you everything's there. And if you scroll on down, you'll get your tracking sheet that Carla was just talking about. Okay. So all that's here, and it's there to try to assist you in tracking this information. When someone asks me, Brent, how do I make money in Isagenix? Right. So it actually is a high level question to ask, right? Because a lot of people don't know to ask that question. I'm going to show them this form. Okay. Isagenix has identified these 4 categories as being what is important to track to make money in Isagenix. Are you enrolling people? Are the people that you're enrolling people? Are you rank advancing people that you've enrolled? And are you staying active at a business related rank, manager, director, executive? Okay. If you're doing those 4 things, then you're going to be en route to being able to earn a decent income and potentially a significant income in Isagenix. But if you're not tracking this stuff, you guys, you're just kind of wondering if you're going to get there. You know, it's just kind of like, oh, well, maybe it'll happen. And that's okay. I'm not telling you have to, but I'm telling you that if your goal is truly to find some version of financial, whether assistance or independence, depending on what you're trying for, right? Some people just want some financial assistance through Isagenix. Some people want financial independence through Isagenix. Then this is how you have to start here to get there. Okay. If you really want to make it happen. Right. Okay. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to get to the fun stuff because you guys always like it when I well, I shouldn't say you guys always like it, but it's funny how something finally gets somebody finally tells me to do something and it takes me a while to get around to do it. And then I finally say, okay, whatever. And then I finally do it. And then I'm like, oh shit, it really worked. So I'm going to give you my oh shit, it really worked moment. Okay. So that is this. If you haven't done an Isagenix cart, and I know some of you are going to be, oh God, I've been doing this forever. Carla's been doing it forever. Kayla's been doing it forever, whatever. I haven't. I just didn't do it. And part of it is because my initial experience with Isagenix carts was negative. Okay. Because when Isagenix carts first came out, we still had a membership fee. Back when we had a membership fee, if I enrolled someone, I just told them, hey, you know, Greta, you're going to get started and this is what the cost is going to be. And she would say yes or no. And then if she said yes, then I took care of it. I didn't say it's going to be, you know, $300 and something for your pack, and then another $29.99 for membership, and then a this and then this and then this, and here's how much your shipping's going to be. I never had those conversations. I just said, this is what you're going to get. This is how much it's going to be. Because when there was a membership fee involved, people are like, oh, I don't want to pay that, right? Sometimes. When you originally sent out the cart, they saw that they had to pay a membership fee. And so my initial contact with that was negative. But now it's not negative, because Michaela's like, dude, you should be doing this. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. It literally took me longer to put the cart together than it did for the guy to accept it and enroll himself. He enrolled in 5 minutes. Okay, literally. I mean, from the time I sent it to him to the time that he finished it and I got the notification, it was 5 minutes. If you're not doing a cart, you guys, I would tell you to do a cart. I enrolled Martha. I didn't enroll her with a cart. She probably has no idea what it is because I've never talked to her about it before, right? So she's like, I don't even know what it is because I never talked to her about it, and she's my personally enrolled.
That's
right?
not true because they talked about it on another call.
Oh, great. So she knows what it is, but not from me. Thanks, Martha. I appreciate the encouragement there. So you suck so bad, Brent. I had to go to a different call to learn how to do Isagenix. That's awesome. Thanks, Martha. You're awesome. So what I'm telling you guys is make sure that you know how to do a cart. Okay. Next level. Create the cart like what I should do for Martha is I should create a cart for her where she is the enrolling sponsor. I send that cart to her and tell her, Martha, when you have someone who's interested, send them this cart. Then when she sends it, so she's had to do no work. She got the email link from me, and she can now forward that on. When she talks to somebody, says, oh, I'm kind of interested. I'd be interested in looking at it. Fine, here it is, boom. So she can send them that cart and they can sign up. And if they sign up, fantastic. If they don't, that's okay. But at least it will also track, did the person open the cart? How far through the process did they go? And where did they stop if they stop? You can see all of that. So I would encourage all of you, and you can do all this from your phone. Some people are like, oh, you got to go to your PC to create the cart. No, you don't. You can do it all from your phone. I did it all from my phone today. So you can go on to it. Now I think it's probably easier to do from a laptop or PC, but you can do it all from your phone. Create a cart. Okay, I'm going to give all this as your homework. Go in your back office, create a cart. Once you've created that cart, I want you to send, I'm going to give you a big challenge. Let's see how many of you will send it to me. Send me a cart. Greta, send me a cart. You'll be in a drawing for something fun. Just saying. Greta's going to shake her head, and then I'm going to tell everybody it's going to be thousands of dollars. No, it's not going to be thousands of dollars. Send me a cart. Yeah, then she would do it, right? Because, yeah, well, right? Send me a cart. Okay? Log on, create a cart, send it to me. I'll give you my phone number in the chat. Tracy's on the other line, so she'll type my number in the chat. It's 602-370-8241. You can message it to me, text it to me.
You can send it in Messenger. You don't need your phone number.
You can send a message. I don't care how you send it to me. Send it to me. Just send me a cart, says I got it, right? Thank you, Tracy. So that's the that's the thing. So just send me a card just to test it out. Now then you can actually say you actually sent one. Somebody actually just sent it because my phone's dinging. I got from Michaela, of course, right? Fastest one. So send me the cards so that I know that you guys know how to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, then try to figure it out. If you can't figure it out, reach out to me and I'll go over with you how to actually go through and break down that cart and create it. Okay. I would encourage you to name them. When I did mine back originally, I still had them named, but I have mine as the basic pack and the quick start pack. Okay. Because when the person gets it, I don't want them to see 30-day premium pack, whatever, quick start. So my premium pack is my quick start pack. Okay. So I send people that when people say, oh, what should I start? This guy that I enrolled just today. When I sent it to him, I said, this is the quick start pack. And that's what I sent him. Okay. So name them whatever you want them to be, and then they'll take it from there. Okay. I give
Hey,
away
Brent, they don't actually see the name of the cart.
Say that again.
They don't see the name of the cart. They just see the cart that you sent. When I was reading about how to set them up originally, the purpose of the name is for you to know who, like, if you're creating a cart for someone specific, like I have one called Brian because it was only going to Brian. So then when I pulled it up in my app, I knew which one I was selecting.
That makes sense.
But they don't see the name of it.
Okay, cool. Well, I didn't know that. So that's awesome. That's good to know. So that's okay. That makes sense because you do get, like, once you create a bunch of them, there's a ton of them in there, but I would still tell you, well, make them the names, whatever you want to make them then, but just make sure you know what that pack is, right? So if you're going to create a pack that's just got like an 11-day shred pack, right? If you've got a preferred 11-day shred pack, create that pack. That way you can send it to somebody. When somebody says, oh, I'm interested, what do I need? Now, instead of sending them to isaproduct.com or whatever, you can send them that cart and say, this is what you need. Just click it and fill it out. They're done. Okay. So super important that you do that. All right. Okay.
Brent,
Go ahead.
tell me if I'm wrong, but when you say you can set up the carts on your phone, you have to go into the back office. You can't do it through the app, I don't believe. You can't.
Yeah, you can.
Can you? Can you set up an app in the car?
Yeah. Yeah, once you get into the app, it'll give you the chance to edit carts or create carts.
Okay, I see the edit. I didn't see where you could create a cart.
Yeah. Because I created that
It
one.
will just redirect you to your back office, but
Is that what it's doing?
you can do it through IsaLife and it will just redirect you to your back office.
Okay. Cool. Even better.
Okay, but can I say something really quick about the carts?
Go ahead.
If you are, because they can edit the carts and they can pull stuff out. And so if you're needing 100 BV or whatever you're doing, you need 100 BV, you either don't do that at all, or be in a group message with them, like be in a message with them and say, look, here's your cart. You go ahead and click through it. I'm going to wait here while you do it. And as you're going through it, if you have any questions or comments, or if you decide to pull something out, or if you want to add something, please let me know. It's okay if you do, but I need to know. And if they question it, I say, it's because it's for me. I need you to have 100 points. So if you're going to be under 100 points, I will add something to your order, because it's happened to us way too many times. And I almost don't like to do it unless I have my 20 PET for the month. Someone's not, it doesn't matter. I don't like to do it. You know what I mean?
Sense. Yeah.
So be in a message with them and kind of let them know, like, I'm here. And you could even say, I have 20 minutes till I have to leave for an appointment. And so you don't have an appointment, you don't have 20 minutes, but basically what you're saying is, let's go. Because otherwise they'll take an hour to do it. And it also does expire.
Yeah.
So just a few tips about that.
Well, that's a great point. So for those of you who didn't follow what she's talking about, is if you are trying to track your leader in action points, a qualifying enrollment requires 100 BV, business volumes, points, to be a qualifying enrollment. Meaning that I can enroll Michelle or Mary Ellen with 75 BV, 50 BV, whatever. I can enroll them. They can start that way, but it would not count as a qualifying enrollment for the purposes of a contest. It still counts as an enrollment. It still counts as somebody's on your team. Everything else counts. It just doesn't count when it comes to contests. So that's something important to know when you're doing an enrollment. But it's not, there's no downside to it. It's other than the fact that if you're going for a contest and they take out the sample shaker that was kicking them up back over 100 BV, if they take that out, then all of a sudden now it's not a qualifying enrollment, and then once they've done it, it's done, right? To contact customer support and have it added, it's not going to make it now all of a sudden a qualifying enrollment. It's still going to be a regular enrollment. They can add on all the points they want later, but they can't do it initially. And that's another reason, again, when I was, and I still will take their information if it's a non-pack related enrollment. If it's a 30-day, a premium pack, any of the 30-day packs, then there's no question. But if it's on those, kind of on the edge kind of packs, then you may want to spend more time going through them, like Carla said, versus just sending them a pack. Okay.
One thing I do, because Carla, I've used the recommended cart every time and haven't had anyone change the cart I give them. And the way that I do that is I spend a little more time with them before I send them their link. So I put the shake flavors they want in, like I ask them, what flavor do you want? And I edit my recommended cart with their chosen flavor. And I say, what kind of snack do you want? Do you want a sweet or savory? And then if they choose savory, I say, okay, these are all your options for weigh-ins. Which one do you want? So I still kind of go through it all before I even send them the link. Instead of like, here's a link, edit it how you want. I get all their choices first, and then I actually send them a screenshot of the managed cart and say, this is what it's going to be. This is the total. Sound good? And they say yes, and then I send it. And that's worked every time. So it is a little, it wasn't quite as fast as Brent's 5-minute sign up. I mean, once they get the link, it's 5 minutes, but I do put in a little bit more time up ahead or beforehand. And that has worked. And if they question, then I tell them why they need whatever products I put in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And that's fantastic, creating the pack for them and then letting them, that way they put in their own credit card information and everything else. So it saves you from having to have to deal with that. So good stuff. All right, cool. Okay. So that was all right. So Carla, can you take yourself off mute for a moment? I want to talk a little bit about celebration coming up, and I want to wait. I was a waiter and a bartender when I was in college, so I'm good at that. Carla, catching while you're eating, it's no problem. I've done that before.
Oh, I didn't think you saw.
So celebrations coming up. Carla has already created an event page, and I'm gonna let her take it from there. Events are so important, you guys. I don't care if you can be on it for 5 minutes or 5 hours. Get at least click into celebration as it's occurring at some point. And more importantly, get someone on your team to click into celebration while it's occurring. All right, go ahead, Carla.
Okay, so we created the event inside of Working from the Beach within the group. So you do have to be a member of Working from the Beach group to be able to be invited to that event. So Brett and I talked about it. We did that on purpose. The people that are coming to celebration should probably be in the Working from the Beach event anyways. And there's been a lot of people asking to join the group, so it's working. So that's a great thing. So if you're wondering, like, how come you can't invite people? That's why, because they have to be in there. Secondly, when I posted the event, like when it came up in Working from the Beach, a lot of you guys were tagging people underneath my post, which is okay, but why not go into the event and invite them? Just invite them to the event. Once you're in and you accept it, you should have the inviting power. And then you can go into the event and be like, hey, Michelle, I invited you. Who are you going to invite? Or put a little something in there or whatever. We're going to use that event as a place where a lot of information is going to go. So if there's a speaker going on, then you know, everybody's like, oh, I saw so and so, and you know, what did you get when you heard Emily Barbara? You know, what are you gonna do? Emily Barbara just spoke. What are you gonna do? So someone will post that, and then we'll all comment underneath. It'll be a way and a place for us to share. And for those people that have to pop in and out that day or those 2 days, I mean, I know I have to. I got Karis is getting her driver's ed test that day, so I'm gonna have to bolt for like an hour and then come back. And everybody's gonna have that, so I would want to catch up. That's what the event's gonna be for. So preliminary and leading up to it, the event is like inviting people, make sure they're gonna be there. You know, you can tag them within the event, like tag them on the agenda when it starts and stuff, and then as it's going, Once it gets closer, I'll put Brent's Zoom line in there so it's front of mind for everybody, because you can't see that right now. I don't know where it went, but anyways, we'll put that in the event. But so how it's going to work on the day of the event is you'll have 2 devices. So you can be on your laptop and watching Isagenix Celebration. It's celebrationlive2020.com. And then you can be on your iPad, which is a Zoom call, and everybody will have to mute. Otherwise it'll be super annoying. And we can just kind of like be like you're just together. Like we did this for May 2nd. Michelle and Gail and Leslie and Laura and I and Abby, and, you know, we just had a ball. And sometimes, honestly, sometimes we turned down the Isagenix event and we talked about what was going on. Or if there was a break, we talked. So it'll kind of be like we're together, but not together. So that's the idea behind that.
Cool. And we can and you can have drinks. Beer,
Yeah.
hydrate, those kind of drinks. All right.
Hey, Carla, repeat what you said about, so I'm in the event and you said if I just invite people, they won't be able to see it because it's private.
They have to be in Working from the Beach group.
Okay.
So invite them to the group first.
So if they're not in Working from the Beach, when I copy the event link and share it to them, they won't be able to check it out.
I do not believe so.
Okay.
Try it and let me know if it works.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, if you do try that, April, post the messenger group if it works or not. Find somebody that's not in Working from the Beach.
All right.
All right, cool. All right, any other questions? I didn't look at chat. You guys are awesome, by the way. I've got like 15 of you guys have sent me like carts, so that's super cool.
You have to do a drawing now, just so you know.
I definitely will do a drawing now.
Hey,
you guys all
speaking of a drawing, did you ever do the cookies and cream drawing? Did I miss it?
Probably not.
Okay, somebody asked me today, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then I looked for it, and I couldn't find it.
Tracy's probably answering you in the chat right now if we didn't do it. She's tracks that. Her and Victoria track the drawings. Sometimes, the ones they know about. Sometimes I say we're going to do a drawing, and then they're like, you didn't tell us that. So it's all good. All right. So I am going to do U plus 2, then plus 2 for those of you who haven't seen it. I'm going to do it again, and we'll wrap up the call. But I want you guys to get comfortable with this U plus 2, then plus 2. I listened to another leader in Isagenix podcast or something the other day, and they were talking about this, and I'm gonna reiterate it again. You guys, it is so important that you understand the numbers and how you get paid in this business. If you don't understand how you get paid in this business, the biggest issue with that is that you're going to be tempted potentially by another business someplace because you don't know how you get paid here. And since you don't know how you get paid here, and somebody else tells you from, hey, you know what, we're jumping into X, Y, and Z business, and you're like, oh, that's cool, and they tell you how they get paid, and then you're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Because you don't know how you get paid here, so you don't even know if that's good or bad, what they're showing you from their business. So it's really, really, really important for you guys to understand how you make money in this business. The other reason that it's really important for you to understand how you make money in this business is because when you run into somebody who's with another network marketing company, and I feel really passionate about this, and I've talked to you guys about this before, you're gonna find somebody that's in another network marketing company, and they are going to ask you Well, how do I get paid? And if you don't know how to tell that person, if you don't know how to tell somebody who's earning a significant amount of money in another network marketing company, how they can earn that same significant amount of money in this network marketing company, you're never going to bring them over. They're never going to change. And if they do change, they're going to come to somebody who can explain it to them. So you need to know how that works so that when somebody asks you that question, how do I make $500 in a week? Can I make $1,000 in a day in Isagenix? In one day, can I make $1,000? Yes, of course you can. How? I can show you how to make $1,000 in Isagenix. You can do it in a day, or you can do it in a week, or you can do it in a month, but you can make it. You just have to decide if you're going to do it or not. So when I'm going to do the U+2, the M+2, I want you guys to remember, even though there are time frames on this, you can do them as fast as you want. Okay? You don't have to wait 30 days to become a manager. You don't have to wait 60 days to 30 days to become a consultant, 60 days to become a manager, 120 days to become a director, 180 days to become an executive. You don't have to wait that long. You can become an executive in one day. Okay? You can become an executive. If somebody came to me from another network marketing company and said, Brent, I'm coming over and I want to talk to my team and I'm going to bring my entire team over from my other network marketing company. How can I do this? Right? If you guys ever had that conversation, you're not comfortable having it, then you need to get on the phone, get on a Zoom call with me or one of the upline executives that is comfortable having that conversation and can map that out for them so that that person can come over and become an executive in the amount of time that it takes them to do the enrollments. Okay? Because it can be done. You just have to know how to walk them through it. And if you don't know how to walk them through it, they're not going to join your team. Okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. U+2, the M+2. I'm going to go up to executive because I think it's important. I'm going to talk about what the other incomes are, what the other bonuses are. And you need to think about this. When you're talking about bonuses, you need to talk about that as in terms of fast money. It is. It's fast money. Bonuses are fast money. Isagenix understands that if I am going to try to get Greta, okay? Greta, unmute yourself, please.
Yep.
Okay. How long have you been with the company that you're with, your regular job? How long have you been there?
8 years.
8 years. And let's just say, for example, Greta's like, I am done. I need to be done with that job. Okay? I know that's not your position. I know you love the job. But let's say that she told me that. Okay. Isagenix offers this fast money, if you will, because they want to front load Greta's cash so she can come over and then have time to switch into this as a full-time business. Okay. Isagenix isn't saying, hey, look, we want everybody to make $10,000 in the first 30 days because, we want you to think that, oh, that's going to happen every 30 days from day one. It's not. Okay. But if I can show you how to make $10,000 in the first 30 days, and then you can understand how you budget that $10,000 to last you for the next 90 days or whatever your normal income level would be, then you can see how that can turn into something. Because you're going to come over as a preferred customer and you come over and you say, look, I want to do this. And let's say you've got network marketing experience, or let's say you don't, but you've got people that follow you and you're going to convert that. You're going to turn yourself into an executive. Okay. You're going to go to executive. It is not easy to stay at executive. You don't come to an executive position and enroll 10 people and just expect to be done. It could possibly happen. I don't know. It's never happened to me, and it has never happened to anybody that I know. Most people who get to executive create 10, 20, 30, I won't say 10, 20 or 30 consultants before they're ever going to be able to get even close to staying at executive. Carla, how many consultants have you created?
Oh gosh. Almost 40.
Okay. And are you currently an executive right now?
Yes.
Yes, she is. Right. But
Sorry,
she just
I'm
got
just
back
new.
to that level.
Yeah,
This-
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But this is what's so important, you guys. You've got to create a bunch of them. Okay. And even more importantly to that, you got to create a bunch of them have got to become managers. You've got to duplicate this. So what I'm going to show you, although it can be done, you need to understand it's a never ending process. And in Isogenics, because they're constantly throwing these incentive trips and all this other stuff, then you've got to be doing it all the time. Right? Tracy and I never stop making consultants. We just don't. Because and anytime you take a pause, you're like, oh, I'm gonna take a pause. Then all of a sudden they come up with some trip to Fiji and you're like, well, I'm not gonna miss out on that. So now we have to gear up to make people, to get consultants, to get rank advancements, to do all those things now, right? So I'm gonna show what the U+2 looks like. Understand that it can be difficult, but I think all of you can do it and you guys all need to know how to do it, all right? Okay, here we go. Okay, U+2, then +2. Let me change my colors. Okay, so Greta, I have you in my screen here. I got you and April and Michaela and Carla. So Greta, I'm enrolling Greta. Okay, and Greta's asked me, how do I make some money in Isogenics? And I tell her, well, you need to find you have 2 people who would be accountability partners to you, and all 3 of you guys can get together and you can have fun and, you know, and do great things. She says yes. And so she tells me, I got 2 people and my 2 people are April and Michaela, right? So I said, fantastic. I'm going to put April over here and we're going to put Michaela over here, and they are going to enroll with value packs because they want to be all in and they're going to do this thing. Okay. So with a value pack, Greta makes $100 for each one of those that are purchased by the people that she signs up. So April buys a value pack, Greta makes $100. Michaela buys a value pack, Greta makes $100. Now, if those enrollments happen within the same week, Monday through Sunday, Isogenics will double that, what's called a PIB, product introduction bonus. Isogenics is going to double that dollar amount. So that's going to make this one $200, and that's going to make this one $200, right? So Greta just made $400 because she enrolled 2 people with value packs, okay? Now, not only did she make $400 because she enrolled 2 people with value packs, she also became a consultant, so she got a $100 bonus for becoming a consultant. First time ever, you get it one time, you rank advanced to consultant, she makes $100. Now, I say, fantastic, that's great. Let's have a conversation, me and you, because I'm here to help you. Let's have a conversation with April, and let's have a conversation with Michaela. Let's get them on a Zoom call, and let's see if they know 2 people that would like to be accountability partners to them to help them with their journey. And she says, fine, let's jump on, let's do it, let's make it happen. So we get April on the phone and we get Michaela on the phone, and they both say, yeah, I know somebody, and that's fantastic. And they both have somebody, and they both then make some money. However much money they make is going to depend on what they do, who they enroll with, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't make any difference. They make their money. They become consultants. So Greta, because she enrolled April, she makes $100 because April became a consultant, and she makes another $100 because Michaela became a consultant. Okay, so now she's up to $700. At this point, Isogenics recognizes that you have done what's called you've created 2 consultants, so you are now a manager. Okay, not only you're a manager, you're a crystal manager. Crystal just means you did it in a specific period of time. If you make manager in 60 days or less, then Isogenics gives you another $250 bonus. If you do it on day 1, fantastic. If you do it on day 59, that's great too. You still make the $250 bonus. So Greta just made $950 because she enrolled 2 people and she showed 2 people how to enroll 2 people. She made $950, okay? So she made the $100 for becoming a consultant, a crystal consultant, so an instant consultant. She made the $250 for becoming a manager, crystal manager. if she creates 6 of these consultant thingies, she's going to make another $750 because she became a director. Now, you have to do that within 120 days of when you sign up. Okay, so Michaela and Kelly both became directors, but they did not become crystal directors. So they did not get the $750 bonus, but they still are eligible to play in the pools. Okay, had they become a consultant with, or a director within the first 120 days, they would have got the $750. Next rank and the last rank is a $1,000 bonus for becoming an executive. And that means you created 10 of these consultant things, 5 on your right and 5 on your left. It's a requirement. You have to have 5 and 5. If you have 7 and 3, 8 and 2, you're going to get paid, but you're not going to get the executive status. Okay. So crystal executive, and you have 180 days to get this. Now these dollar amounts are all addition. Okay. This isn't like you get one or the other. You get them all. In addition to making all of these, every time you create one of these consultants, you get an additional $100 bonus. So by the time you've gotten to executive, you've gotten $100 for becoming a crystal consultant. You've gotten $250 for becoming a manager. You've gotten $750 for becoming a director. You've gotten $1,000 for becoming an executive. And you've gotten $100 for every consultant that you created along the way. So if you were fortunate enough to just have to create 10, you made another $1,000 by doing that. 10 consultants, $1,000, $100 a piece. Okay. In addition, Isagenix also has bonuses when you hit 5 cycles, 10 cycles, 20 cycles, and 40 cycles. When you do any of those in a week, you get a bonus. At 5, you get $250 the first time you do it, and you get another $250 the second time you do it. At 10 cycles, you get $500 the first time, and you get $500 the second time. Okay. At 20 cycles, you get $1,000 the first time, and you get $1,000 the second time. And at 40 cycles, you get $1,500 the first time, and $1,500 the second time. Okay. These are the incomes that you can earn, and these are the fast monies that I was referring to, because Isagenix wants to set you up in a situation where you've got the money to be able to do things to help you down the road, whether you're wanting to, leave what you're doing, or you just love doing network marketing and you're good at it, right? Whatever the case might be. But this is how you need to understand how to make these dollars so that you can show people how to make these dollars, so that when the network marketer comes along and they say, how do I make the money, you can show them. Okay. Now, how do you make long-term money in Isagenix? You make long-term money in Isagenix by showing people how for them to become an executive. So I want to show Greta how to become an executive. I want to show her how she needs to enroll 10 people, and they all need to become consultants. Right? That's my goal, is for her to become an executive. Then I want to show Michaela how to do the same thing, because if I can show Michaela how to become an executive, then great things are going to happen, right? Because she's going to enroll all these people, and they're all going to become consultants, and all these people are going to become consultants over here, right? Now, by doing that, what happens is Isagenix has a points-related system that allows us to make what we refer to as cycle money. So every time 600 points comes up one side and 300 points comes up the other, we cycle. So we make $54.10 every time this occurs. Okay. As you guys saw today, I posted earlier today that we were almost at 29,000 people on our team. So Tracy and I have got 29,000 people below our position. Every time one of those people orders any product of any kind, those points follow, they come up the tree and they land on one side or the other. Okay, every time. And the beauty of that, you guys, is this. You guys need to understand that, because I can't tell you how many times I get asked the question, oh, well, I didn't enroll that person, so how does that impact me? It doesn't matter. If this person way down here wants to become a rock star, I want to help them. My goal is to help them. And the problem is that some of you don't know who your rock stars are in your downline. Some of you have got a lot of people in your downline and you don't know where that volume's coming from. And some of you are like, well, I don't have that many people in my downline, so I know where every point comes from. Fantastic. But if you've got a downline and you've got a significant number of people in your downline and you don't know where the points are coming from, I'm telling you right now, shame on you. Because you need to find where those points are coming from, and you need to offer your assistance to make that happen. I can tell you right now that there's a lot of people in our entire team, and I say this and I mean this, there's a lot of people in our team that are making money every single Monday, and they have no idea where the money's coming from, who's ordering, who's enrolling, who their team builders are. They don't know. They're just making money. And I have to be okay with it. I have to bless and release it, because God put them there for some reason. It's not up to me, right? That's okay. It's them. But it still irritates me to no end when I know that that's happening, and I know that they're not sharing with somebody else the opportunity, especially right now, to make an extra $1,000 a week, an extra $500 a week. They're not telling anybody, hey, I get an extra $500 a week from Isagenix Network, from my network marketing, because I did a great thing back 2 or 3 years ago. I enrolled a bunch of people and it turned into something crazy. And I still get paid for that activity I did 2 or 3 years ago, because that's happening on our teams all over the place. But I digress. So I will end that, but I'm telling you right now, you guys, this is such a blessing, and there's so many ways to earn income from this business, and all of you are capable of doing it. All right. So I went off the rails just a little bit, but there's a lot to be out there, guys. There's a huge opportunity, and so many of you can accomplish it, and I want it for all of you. All right. Any questions? I went over the time. We're good. 11-day shred's coming up. Rocking and rolling. Going to make things happen. Show people how to do it. Very cool. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all this, and congratulations again to Michaela and Kelly for hitting the director. And I know I didn't go into the pools thing because I know you two know them, and I know both of you know how to keep track of them. I will go over the pools with anybody who has questions about them. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'll show you how the pools work. If you're approaching manager, or you have somebody on your team that's approaching manager, or you're approaching director, and you don't know how to make that money happen, let me know. I'll go over. I'm happy to go over with you. I know that Stephanie is as well, and April is, and there's several of you on here that I know. Carla can explain them, so I'd be happy to help you. All right. Have a fantastic night, everybody.
Thanks,
Taco
Brent.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks, Brent. Good to see everybody.